SummerSlam 2024 is going to be insane, or at least it has the potential to be. Seriously though, the way this match card is stacking up, it looks like a lot of matches that we thought we were going to get at WrestleMania 40, we're going to get at SummerSlam. So let's break down my predictions for the full match card of SummerSlam 2024. Starting with the one that I think is the most obvious, and that is Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the US title. This is a match that we all thought was going to happen at WrestleMania 40. And for whatever reason, it just didn't. Logan Paul got put in a triple threat against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and LA Knight got put in a grudge match with AJ Styles. Given that neither of those storylines were particularly amazing, it stands to reason that the only reason they didn't have this match at WrestleMania was because they wanted to keep the title on Logan Paul. Probably until SummerSlam, where they can finally give LA Knight his moment, have him win a title in Logan Paul's hometown of Cleveland, no less. Ever since Money in the Bank 2023, people have been wanting to see this match. LA Knight is a super popular babyface, Logan Paul is a super hated heel. The promos between them would be hilarious. We thought we were going to get it at WrestleMania 40, and now that they finally teased it on SmackDown, it looks like we're going to get it at SummerSlam. As far as who wins, it has to be LA Knight. The man needs a major victory. He's been meandering since pretty much Crown Jewel, and even though I like the fact that Logan Paul had an undefeated streak going at SummerSlam, I don't think him winning is the right decision, unless you want to run it back at Bash in Berlin, which I don't think they want to do. I think once Logan loses at SummerSlam, he'll probably be gone from WWE TV till around the Royal Rumble. Another match that's basically a lock for SummerSlam is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. This is arguably WWE's hottest feud they have going right now. And honestly, if both guys weren't dealing with injuries, we probably would have seen this already. But at the moment, all signs are pointing to SummerSlam, where we can finally get this one-on-one match. I think Drew will absolutely beat Damian Priest at Clash at the Castle and win the World Heavyweight title. And once he has it, the biggest marquee match to make for it is him versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, assuming Punk is healed up by then, which I think he will be. However, even if Drew doesn't beat Damian, whether it be CM Punk causing him the loss again, or just a clean defeat, I still think this match is a lock for SummerSlam. It's the hottest story WWE has going right now. Both guys are at the top of their game, and when it comes to who's winning, I think it's going to be Drew via cheating. I don't think Punk needs the victory or the title, at least in match 1. I could totally see Drew holding on to this title all the way until WrestleMania 41, or at least Bash in Berlin, where we might get Punk versus Drew round 2. Let's just pray neither guy gets injured beforehand. On that same note, I think another match we're possibly going to get at SummerSlam is Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. This is a match that has been rumored for a year now. People thought it would be Finn challenging Damian for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now people think it's going to be Finn challenging Damian for the World Heavyweight title. And listen, this could very well be a world title match. If Damian retains a Clash at the Castle, I think the biggest possible match is him versus Finn at SummerSlam. However, assuming he loses, which I think is more likely, he could immediately start feuding with the Judgment Day members, blaming them for his loss, and we can finally get Damian versus Finn in a grudge match. And honestly, I see this feud lasting all the way to WrestleMania 41, where we'll probably get Damian versus Demon Finn in Hell in a Cell. So again, when it comes to CM Punk versus Drew or Damian versus Finn, I think both matches are going to happen at SummerSlam. It just comes down to which one is going to be for the world title. Another huge match that I think is going to be on this card is Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title. Assuming Rhea returns by then, I think this is the match that has to happen. The entire purpose of this Rhea versus Liv story is that Liv is going to take everything from Rhea. I think by the time Rhea comes back around July, Judgment Day will be no more, Dominic will be calling Liv mommy, and Liv will be holding Rhea's title. And at that point, Rhea will officially be a babyface, and she will obviously challenge Liv Morgan at SummerSlam, but she won't win. Because I see WWE echoing the Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch story from a couple years ago, where Bianca lost to Becky at SummerSlam, and then she spent the next 6 months going after Becky Lynch, trying to earn a title shot, only to win the last chance match, the Elimination Chamber, to earn a shot against Becky at WrestleMania. I think we're going to see a new version of that, because for Rhea to just come back and immediately take the title off of Liv is not how things are going to work in this Triple Triple H era where long-term storytelling is paramount. I think Liv will cheat to win, beat Rhea, Rhea will demand a rematch, and Liv will not give it to her. Then from SummerSlam to, let's say, the Royal Rumble, Rhea will have to work her way through the entire Raw Women's division just to earn a shot back at Liv Morgan. And just like Bianca Belair did in 2022, I think Rhea will win the Elimination Chamber match to challenge the heel champion at WrestleMania. Let's shift gears to the Bloodline. Currently, Cody Rhodes is the champion, and all signs point to him versus The Rock at some point. And Roman Reigns, despite being out, is advertised to be on one of the upcoming SmackDowns right before SummerSlam, meaning that he'll have something to do at that show. And if you're asking me what I actually think is going to happen, I think we're probably looking at Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns in a rematch. But if you're asking me what I want to happen, it's these two matches. First off, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for head of the table. Solo's been going around saying that he spoke to Roman after WrestleMania and that he's the new tribal chief. I think that's BS. And once Roman finally does return, he might immediately confront Solo, and there's your major SummerSlam match. And as far as who wins, Solo. He just needs the victory more. And if Roman beats Solo, that's effectively ending this old Bloodline versus new Bloodline story that we're obviously going to be building for the next couple of months. The way I see it is this: Roman comes back completely alone and challenges Solo at SummerSlam. Loses because Solo has a whole new bloodline of his own. After that, Roman will repent for a few months between then and Survivor Series, where he reconciles with Jimmy, reconciles with Jay, maybe even recruits one Jacob Fatu, and potentially the Survivor Series match that we could get is old Bloodline versus new Bloodline. But to do that, you need Solo to win here. Moving on to what Cody's going to do at SummerSlam, I hope it's a match with The Rock. Why? Because I'm not particularly excited about Rock versus Cody as a WrestleMania match. I think now that the We Want Cody movement is over and Roman's reign has finally ended, we all finally want to see the dream match of Rock versus Roman. So when it comes to Rock versus Cody, I would personally rather get it out of the way during SummerSlam, because then I actually think there's a stronger likelihood that The Rock could beat Cody Rhodes. I could totally see Rock using the new bloodline to cheat, causing Cody the loss, although the more likely outcome would be a newly turned babyface Roman Reigns interferes, causing Rock to lose. However, The Rock's gone right now shooting a movie and fulfilling a lot of other obligations, so assuming he can't make SummerSlam, Cody will need a new opponent. And who could that be? I think Cody versus Roman Reigns in a rematch is likely. Cody versus Solo is likely. However, another big money match that they could just break glass and do at any point is Cody versus Randy. Personally, I would like them to hold off on that until WrestleMania, but either way, Cody will have a major marquee match at SummerSlam. It just comes down to who's it going to be against. Me personally, I hope and think it's going to be The Rock. When it comes to Bayley's WWE Women's Championship, I think she will defend against But honestly, when it comes down to who's leaving SummerSlam with the WWE Women's Championship, I think it's Tiffany Stratton. Whether it be through a victory against Bayley or a Money in the Bank cash-in, I think the goal is to have Tiffany Stratton walk into WrestleMania 41 as the women's champion. And the last match we might get on the SummerSlam 2024 card is for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus insert name here. I think Bianca and Jade are definitely going to hold on to these titles till at least SummerSlam. And then at some point they're going to lose them. And whenever that is, Jade Cargill is going to turn heel on Bianca Belair, and that will kickstart a 6-month feud that will culminate at WrestleMania 41. But when it comes down to who they'd beat against, it could be Kaden and Katana, Shayna and Zoe, Chelsea and Piper. It really doesn't matter. It would more or less just be an excuse to get these two megastars on the card. Alright, those are my official match predictions for SummerSlam 2024. I'm super amped for the card. Let me know what matches you think are going to be on the card in the comments below. Bye bye.